She spent over 2 decades making America smile every single morning. But this time, Kelly Ripa wasn't smiling. She was shaking. And the story behind why has the internet completely buzzing right now. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we cover the biggest celebrity news, entertainment updates, and Hollywood stories that everyone is talking about. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most exciting and unexpected career moves from one of daytime television's most beloved figures, Kelly Ripa. And here's the thing. This isn't just a celebrity fluff story. This is about passion, about justice, about a couple who saw something wrong in the world and decided to do something about it, in the most dramatic, jaw-dropping way possible. So stay with us, because this story has layers. For anyone who has watched morning television over the last quarter century, Kelly Ripa needs absolutely no introduction. She is, without question, one of the most enduring and beloved faces in American daytime television. She joined the live franchise back in 2001, and since then, she has built something rare in Hollywood, a career that has only grown stronger with time. Through co-host changes, through network shifts, through the ever-changing landscape of television itself, Kelly Ripa has remained a constant, a bright spot, a genuine connection point between Hollywood and everyday viewers at home. And then, in April 2023, something special happened. Her husband, actor Mark Consuelos, officially joined her at the desk on Live with Kelly and Mark. The two had been married for nearly 3 decades at that point, and suddenly, millions of fans got to watch their natural chemistry, their playful banter, their real love story play out on national television every single morning. But here's what a lot of people may not fully realize about Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. Behind the smiles and the morning show magic, these two are also serious business partners, entrepreneurs, producers, storytellers with a capital S. Together, they run Melojo, their New York-based production company, named after their 3 children, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin. And Melojo has been quietly building a track record in the entertainment world for years. Now, this is where the story gets really interesting. It goes all the way back to the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. While the world was at a standstill and most of us were glued to our couches, Kelly Ripa was reading. Specifically, she came across a Vanity Fair article about a notorious squatting case in Malibu that stopped her cold. A squatter, someone living in a home they didn't own, exploiting legal loopholes to stay there, sometimes for months, sometimes for years, while the actual homeowners were essentially powerless to remove them. Kelly Ripa read that article and could not let it go. "I'm very much, if something is unjust, it enrages me," she told People magazine in an exclusive interview published on June 4th, 2026. And that rage, that raw, visceral sense of injustice, became the seed of something remarkable. Fast forward several years later, and Kelly and Mark have officially executive produced a brand new 6-part docuseries for Hulu. The show is called Squatters. Get the F*** out of my house asterisk. And yes, that title is every bit as bold and unapologetic as it sounds. The series dropped on June 4th, 2026 on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+, and it is already generating enormous buzz across entertainment and news circles alike. But that wasn't the end of the story. So, what exactly is Squatters all about? The docuseries dives headfirst into real, jaw-dropping cases of ordinary homeowners who discover that strangers have moved into their properties, uninvited, unpaying, and legally protected in ways that seem almost impossible to believe. From Queens, New York, to Malibu, California, to Newark, New Jersey, each episode of this 6-part series follows a different family navigating the nightmarish reality of trying to reclaim what is legally and rightfully theirs. The episode titles alone give you a sense of just how wild these stories get. The Parasite of Malibu, The Dating App Squatter, The Skeleton and the Squatter, Don't Piss Off Patty Peoples, and perhaps most dramatically, The Squatter and the SWAT Team. One case involves a grieving family watching a stranger not only move into their deceased mother's home, but actually wear their mother's clothing. And then, incredibly, sue the family for $400,000 from prison. Another involves a con artist who loots a missing millionaire's estate. And another features multiple families who discover that someone has not only moved into a home that was just sold, but is actively leasing it to other people, claiming the property is theirs. When Kelly Ripa was working through these stories in the production process, something very real happened to her emotionally. I was shaking through half of these stories, she told People, just like shaking from rage. And Mark Consuelos? He had his own reaction. In the same interview with People, the Live with Kelly and Mark co-host described what it felt like to watch these cases unfold during production. I think that's what you'll find watching the show. Your jaw drops, he said. You can't believe that they actually got away with this, or are getting away with this, until you watch the resolution of each episode, which is pretty fun. Mark also spoke candidly about the squatters themselves, noting how sophisticated and calculated they appeared to be. He described them as being remarkably skilled at identifying loopholes in the law and using those loopholes to frustrate the actual owners of homes in ways that most people would never even imagine were possible. And then he made things personal. He pointed out that he and Kelly have sold homes before, that they, like millions of Americans, have gone through the process of listing a property, closing a deal, and moving on, with the completely natural assumption that the next chapter of that home story is simply the next owners moving in. You just assume you're selling your home, and you go check on it, and you're not going to find a family that has moved into your house, he said. The idea that that could happen to anyone is part of what makes this docuseries feel so timely and so deeply unsettling. Fans immediately started reacting when the news broke. The announcement of squatters landed like a thunderclap across social media. Entertainment fans, true crime enthusiasts, homeowners, and general pop culture followers all found themselves drawn to the story. On platforms like X, formerly Twitter, and across entertainment news sites, the response was electric. People were fascinated not just by the subject matter, but by the fact that Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos were the ones bringing it to light. For many fans, seeing two of daytime television's most familiar faces step into the role of social issue documentary producers felt both surprising and completely fitting. Kelly Ripa has always been known for her sharp instincts and her ability to connect with what audiences genuinely care about. And a docuseries about the justice system failing ordinary homeowners? That hits close to home, literally, for a huge portion of the American public. The production itself, made through Melojo in partnership with ABC News Studios, adds an extra layer of credibility. This isn't just celebrity branding slapped onto a concept. This is a project that clearly grew from years of genuine research, development, and passion. And the audience response has reflected that. What makes Squatters particularly powerful, and what makes Kelly Ripa's emotional response to making it so compelling, is the deeply human core at the center of every episode. These are not abstract legal debates. These are real families, real people who worked hard, saved money, bought or inherited homes, and then found themselves in a living nightmare that the legal system seemed completely unprepared to address. Kelly Ripa has spoken publicly about a personal connection to the issue as well. She has a close friend who owns rental properties in California and who has dealt with the squatter problem firsthand, repeatedly. Someone who has had to develop an expertise in navigating these situations, simply because the laws didn't protect him the way you'd expect. That personal window into the issue gave Kelly a front row seat to the human cost of these situations long before the cameras started rolling. It is very common, she said. I keep saying we could do episodes not just in each state, we could do episodes in every state. That line alone tells you everything about the scope of the problem and the potential reach of this series. What Kelly and Mark have done with Squatters represents something bigger than just one show. It reflects the evolution of two people who have spent decades in front of the camera and now stepping confidently behind it, using their platform, their production company, and their instincts as storytellers to shine a light on stories that matter. For Live with Kelly and Mark, This also adds a fascinating new dimension to the conversation happening at that famous daytime desk every morning. Because now, when audiences watch Kelly and Mark on ABC, they're not just watching two charming co-hosts doing celebrity interviews and playing games. They're watching two serious producers who are actively developing content, breaking new ground, and navigating the full landscape of the modern entertainment industry. Their journey from morning show personalities to multi-platform content creators is genuinely one of the more interesting stories in Hollywood right now. And with Squatters already making waves on Hulu, it's clear that this is only the beginning of what Melojo can do. There's something quietly powerful about the image of Kelly Ripa, daytime television's most recognizable face, sitting in a production meeting, physically shaking with emotion over stories of injustice that most news cycles barely pause on. It's a reminder that behind the sparkle and the morning show charm, there is a person of real conviction. Someone who sees something wrong and doesn't just scroll past it. Someone who picks it up, carries it forward, and finds a way to make sure the world pays attention. She and Mark built something with Melojo not for the recognition, but because they genuinely believe these stories deserve to be told. And in a media landscape crowded with content, that kind of authenticity, it cuts through every single time. So if you haven't already, Squatters, get the F*** out of my house is streaming now on Hulu. All 6 episodes are available to watch immediately. And based on everything Kelly and Mark have shared about the making of this series, it is going to leave your jaw on the floor. Now we want to hear from you. Are you planning to watch Squatters on Hulu? And do you think Kelly and Mark's move into documentary producing is the next big chapter of their career? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. If you enjoyed this celebrity update, subscribe for more entertainment news and Hollywood stories. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And we'll see you in the next one.